Welcome back to Doing Bart Things, and I thought I'd make a quick video this morning. I haven't talked about computer hardware in a while. I've been waiting for the dust to settle on video cards. But basically, I want to talk actually first about CPUs. Zen 5 is on the way, and my initial thoughts were it was going to be, and this is sort of confirmed by multiple sources, that there was going to be kind of you know, a big step forward, but also a little step back. And the step back was going to be in clock speed. So it was going to have a large IPC increase, which is instructions per clock. That's how much work you get done basically per signal, if you will. Um, and then also clock speed. So how many signals do you get in a certain amount of time? What's your frequency? Um, well, turns out the last stepping they did of Zen 5 was great, and there is no clock speed regression potentially. As a matter of fact, there may even be an increase ever so slightly. 6 gigahertz apparently is now not out of the question. This could be a really long, this is why I left it dark in here because, frankly, this is what Intel's year is going to look like. If this is true, it's going to be a long year. Something around 30% IPC increased clock speeds. Man, improved memory, um, speed and compatibility, improved Infinity Fabric, like how the CPUs connect and talk to each other, to the point where it's much more. There's a lot less latency there, which I think is at its core. That's where I think the one weakness of Zen is basically how they connect the chips. And if this resolves that mostly, ooh, uh, this could be really, really big. So I don't want to get anybody's hopes up too much, and I don't want to sound like an AMD fanboy. It's just that's that's going to be, if they can get that. What's crazy to me is that means Zen 5 could compete with Arrow Lake. That's what's really shocking to me is that Zen 5, and then Zen 5, your X3D parts absolutely could compete with Arrow Lake then. Even with Arrow Lake's purported something like a 40% increase, so it's gonna claim a massive increase. I mean, AMD could just continue right on with the Zen 5 and be like, yeah, whatever, and then Zen 6 will come along. So that's pretty big. That's that's going to be a really bad time for Intel. Um, Now again, this is all early, right? This is all very, take it a little bit with a pinch of salt. We know that an IPC increase is coming with Zen 5. No shocker there. Kind of done it with every generation. Um, it remains to be seen how truthful the clock speed discussion is, and how much performance we get from improved memory interface, a little bit better I/O. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. But the design and its benefits um, seem to be coming along nicely, and at least Red Gaming Tech has gotten wind that it's going to be very very strong. And if it's in that 30% range of IPC, then yes, it will absolutely. It's not guaranteed to beat Arrow Lake. If Arrow Lake, if we if we go off basically everything we heard about Arrow Lake, right? But it should absolutely be able to compete with Arrow Lake, I would think. Um, thing about it is Intel hasn't really delivered. Meteor Lake wasn't really this end all be all. So it remains to be seen if Arrow Lake is going to have the same kind of problem, or if it's going to be as good as they are hinting at. Um, and I mean, it, that would be yeah, if that happens, Intel is going to start sweating things a little bit, I think, because that means Air Lake has to come out as good as promised. It cannot come out. You cannot have an Air Lake come out that is bad, um, or you're going to get walloped by AMD. Like, because again, we're not talking about X3D parts here. We're just talking about the base parts. Um, these base parts will be really strong at professional workloads, and then they will also be stronger at gaming even a little bit than the X3D parts from the 7000 series. So, I mean, again, if everything plays out the way that we're being hinted at here, I really would like to get this from another source as well. Kind of look around other than just Red Gaming Tech and see what others are saying. I've heard the 30% thrown out before of IPC, but the clock speed, not so much. So have to see, but that sounds very promising. So something to just keep our eyes on. Oh, and Zen 5 is a drop-in replacement for the current AM5 platform. So if you have an AM5 motherboard, technically you should be able to drop in a Zen 5. Video cards. This is hilarious. What the heck is this thing? So this is a 4080 Super, sorry, that gets liquid cooled. It's got not two fans on the liquid cooler. It's like from a systems integrator. I just thought this is weird as all get out. I was laughing at it. The 4080 doesn't need this. It really doesn't. Um, so the fact they strapped one on there and made it look like that is kind of funny. I like the level on the side is the most entertaining thing to me because we got to make sure our video cards are level, you know? I thought that was kind of funny. So, and I mean, I can't imagine how much this thing would cost, but I was cracking up at that. So, uh, take it for what you will. Speaking of 4080s, other little bit of news is 4080s are selling out, but that's not that surprising to me. So, um, people want a higher end card. They don't want to pay 4090 prices, and so also 4090s are just not super available right now either. So they're buying up 4080s, 4080 Supers. Um, the thing about that is that doesn't mean that this is a hit, right? NVIDIA has not really supplied a bunch of 4080 Supers. There's just not a bunch out there. So they basically made the 4070 Super, the 4070 Ti Super, and then the 4080 Super. They supplied a little bit of them, sprinkled them out there, just to see how many people would buy. Like I think uh, that's kind of what they're doing, right? And now they're going to watch that and really resupply those versions of the supercard that sell well, and hold back on stock of the ones that didn't do so well. The 4080 Super is doing relatively well, probably to the amount of stock that they supplied. That's all that means. And it will, in my estimation, it will do decently as long as they mind the price. If the price gets up like this Pro Art Edition to $1,200, nobody wants that. Um, and that's kind of the rub, is if you can keep it down around $1,000 like it ought to be, it ought to be less. Let's be real. But you know, people will people will buy. Um, some of those people are giving up and getting 7900 XTXs. Like that's also a thing. But you know, I'm just saying. So, um, kind of nothing really to see there. Just if someone's like, "Oh wow, the 4080 Supers are selling out." Yeah, that's because they didn't really supply a bunch. Is the reason why. It's not because it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I guarantee it. But like if we look at 4090s, um, I mean the gigabyte is $1,800, so we're almost talking double the price. And it's not double the performance. it's a lot more performance, but it's not double. So yeah, your 4080 Super is the highest end thing that's really relatively achievable for somebody to put in a build. Sort of. Yeah. Anyway, so super cards are going to sell some, um, but yeah, it's video cards situation is just not great. Let's take a look and see if AMD has dropped the price on the 7000 series at all. I think they dropped the price on the 7900 XT. Yeah, so that's not bad on the 7900 XT for 700 bucks. Um, that that could also be a consideration. Definitely should put the heat on the 4070. Oh, excuse me. Should put the heat on the 4070 Super, the 4070 Ti Super. But anyway, that's really what I got for you guys. Just want to make a really quick video, kind of update you on the state of PC hardware, kind of what's coming down the line. Um, leave a like and subscribe if you would. Again, we're going to try to ramp up some videos here because it's been crazy busy at the beginning of the year trying to get do work and handle things. But I really need to kind of get back on the trail of releasing some videos. I released a fishing reel video yesterday for giggles. So, we may do some more of that just to sort of fill in. The PC part market, honestly, right at this moment, it's a little bit slow. Things will definitely speed up as AMD releases some things. Looking forward to Zen 5, which I think we'll probably get some announcements maybe by the end of this quarter, something like that. I know that the leaks will start to come hot and heavy because I reckon time frame wise they're probably starting to um, update drivers and get things situated software wise. And as vendors get their hands on that, we'll start getting some more leaks. So anyway, stay tuned. Have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one.